Let me see if I can.
So when you're when you're sound checking, do you do anything different? Like, does the band do anything different to the regular set list during sound checks, like how Paul does?
Generally not. Generally, well, the band does. Sometimes we jam
Yeah,
before
sometimes
Ringo.
there's usually always a jam in the sound check.
Sometimes we jam around before Ringo gets up there. But once Ringo gets up there, he likes to sing a couple of the same songs or a portion of them to just kind of get his voice, going again and ready. So we generally go. I can't remember exactly which ones we do, but
Probably like with a little help from my friends or something.
no, we don't do that one. We don't. We generally do the opener, and he does a little bit of boys. So he likes.
Yeah.
There's certain songs he likes to sing that are perfect to warm up his voice. So that's generally what we do.
Are there any interesting songs you guys have rehearsed that haven't made it to the set list?
Good question. Not really. I mean, we've rehearsed some songs and put them in the show for a while, and then he changed the show. Like Back Off Boogaloo was in the show for a while, but it wasn't ever cut from the show. It's just I think we did it one season, and then the next season we didn't do it, kind of thing, There's a certain amount of songs that he does do from each of the All-Stars. And then the majority of the rest of them are his songs, And so it's a similar set list each year, but there are definite changes in the list.
Yeah, like sometimes it'll be I Want to Be Your Man, sometimes Boys, that type of thing.
Right. Or She's 16, you're 16, you're beautiful and you're mine. We do that one. It changes up. Like I said, Back Off Boogaloo was in for a while, and then we do different songs according to who's in the band at the time. Like if it's Todd, we're doing Todd's songs, some of Todd's songs, or if it's Colin Hay or Hamish, we do their songs, It's just been a real pleasure to be with those guys though, and be involved with their music. I'm such a fan of all of them.
Do the way the songs when you're doing them, when you're playing the Lucifer songs out with Toto, does the arrangement differ when you do it out with Ringo?
It is a little bit different than the original Toto version. Like we substitute one of the synthesizer sections with a saxophone solo and Rosanna, and we've continued to do that in Toto. With the new version of Toto, we've continued to do that version that we do with Ringo. And I'm still experimenting with it. I've been using tenor on the recordings, but I've started to switch over to alto and maybe try that. So I'm just experimenting around with it a little bit. But we're trying some different stuff, We're musicians and we get bored with the old way of doing things sometimes. So we'll try different stuff, and we'll test it out on the audience and see how they like it. That kind of stuff. It keeps it interesting.
So Ringo hasn't done a live album in about 10 years or so, but do they still record some of the major concerts?
They do. And we did one we did a live recording back in, I think 2016, maybe, or 2016. It was when Todd and Richard Page were still in the band. And I think it was, where was that? Was it Fort Wayne, Indiana? Somewhere in Indiana. I can't remember exactly where. At an outdoor venue. But it was on Access TV. So I think you can still find it there.
Yeah, Ringo Starr, Fort Wayne, 2016.
Did you find it?
Well, I'm seeing, yeah. I think it's around, yeah. There's video of it on the internet, so. Well, also Ringo's also talked about doing another live box set like he did back in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm. And
has that ever been discussed?
A box set?
We're going back and doing another live album.
Oh, not recently because we've been on sort of hiatus because of, the obvious reasons. So it's been if we go back to work in June, it will have been 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. So that's a lot, you know. But I know that Ringo's excited about his new songs that are out. He's got a new EP that's out, excuse me.
Yeah.
And he's also, yeah, and he's also excited about the new Peter Jackson documentary that's coming out about the Beatles. So he's got some stuff in the works. So it should really help boost us when and if we do go out again, you know. And so I'm really excited about the possibilities.
Have you guys ever considered doing some of the songs from his last couple albums on this upcoming tour?
I want to. I really want. Yeah, we're back on now. Cool.
Yeah, so about doing like these modern Ringo songs from What's My Name, Zoom In, Change the World on these tours. You're pretty cool on that.
Those are the ones I think we should do. What's My Name and Change the World. What's the other one you said?
Zoom In. That's the one with Here's the Night. And
yeah. It's possible that we could do any of or all of those songs. I would love to see those in the set, you know. It's time for some new stuff, I think, in my opinion. But again, it's up to the boss and what he feels. You know,
people like if the fans had control of Ringo sets, they'd be making him do like deep cuts.
Yeah,
deep
yeah.
Stuff.
A lot of people want to hear Octopus in the Garden, you know, Octopus's Garden, you know.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So far, he hasn't been willing to do that one yet. So
he did that in like he did that on TV a couple times, like 10 years ago.
Right, right.
So I think it's good to lay this interview to rest.
All right. Well, thanks so much. It's really nice to meet you. Where are you located, by the way?
I couldn't hear you. What?
Where are you located?
I'm in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, cool. Well, it's great to meet you, Lucas. And
check it out.
Huh?
It was a very enjoyable interview, despite all the technical problems. Thank you for coming on my show.
You got it, man. I appreciate you. Thanks.
Thanks.